$150 billion. That's more than the GDP of most countries, a sum so vast it defies comprehension. And London is betting every penny of it on 5 megaprojects that will either transform Britain into a global infrastructure superpower or become the most expensive cautionary tale in history. Right now, as you're watching this video, the biggest gamble in British history is unfolding beneath your feet, above your head, and across the entire country. 5 projects, 1 capital city, 1 question. By 2030, will London emerge as the blueprint for modern infrastructure, or will it become a warning story of delays, debt, and unfinished dreams? Let me take you deep beneath London, where something extraordinary is happening. Up to 65 meters below the surface, tunnel boring machines are carving Britain's future through solid clay and chalk. This is HS2, and it's no ordinary railway. When complete, trains will travel between London and Birmingham at speeds up to 360 kilometers per hour on the high-speed sections, cutting journey times in half and creating capacity for millions more passengers on Britain's congested rail network. But HS2's story is a masterclass in how megaprojects can spiral out of control. Originally designed as a Y-shaped network reaching Manchester, Leeds, and beyond, reality had other plans. Rising costs and political pressures forced a dramatic rethink. The northern extensions beyond Birmingham were cancelled, and multiple sections have been delayed or deferred. Today, the immediate focus is on the southern leg, stretching from London to Birmingham. The numbers are staggering. Costs have soared from an original estimate of £33 billion in 2012 to over £100 billion in today's money. The opening date, once set for 2026, has been pushed beyond 2033, with no firm completion date given. That's a delay of at least 7 years and costs that have increased dramatically. But HS2 goes beyond just fast trains. It's creating something London has never seen before, a transport superhub that will redefine how people move through the capital. At Old Oak Common in West London, construction teams have completed excavation of a 20-metre deep underground station box and begun installing the first high-speed platforms. This station will connect HS2 to the Elizabeth Line, Great Western Main Line, and Heathrow Express, creating one of the largest rail hubs in London, serving an estimated 250,000 passengers per day. 6 platforms are being built for high-speed services, each designed to handle HS2's fleet of 400-metre trains. These are being built in advance of 8 surface-level platforms for conventional rail services. When complete, the station will connect over 100 destinations across the UK and become the 42nd stop on the Elizabeth Line. The engineering challenges are immense. Teams are preparing to launch 2 giant tunnelling machines toward Euston through 4.5 miles of tunnel under central London. But here's the twist. Following a programme reset in 2025, HS2 has no new completion date announced. The project that was supposed to showcase British engineering faces an uncertain future. While HS2 struggles with delays, another London megaproject just achieved something remarkable. The Thames Tideway tunnel became fully operational in February 2025 and was officially opened by King Charles III in May 2025. This 25-kilometre super sewer represents a £5 billion investment in London's underground future. For over a century and 50 years, London relied on Victorian sewers designed by Joseph Bazalgette for a population of 4 million. Today's population of over 10 million puts immense strain on the city's infrastructure. Every heavy rainstorm risked overwhelming the system, sending raw sewage into the Thames dozens of times each year. The Thames Tideway tunnel is the solution. 7.2 meters wide and up to 70 meters deep, it runs 25 kilometers from Acton in the west to Abbey Mills in the east. The tunnel is designed to capture 95% of sewage spills that would otherwise enter the river. 6 tunnel boring machines, each weighing over 1,000 tons and measuring around 147 meters long, carved through London clay 24 hours a day for 4 years. This project showcases what British infrastructure can achieve when properly managed. Construction began in 2016 and was completed on time despite the COVID-19 pandemic. The result is a system that will protect the Thames for the next century, proving that megaprojects can deliver on their promises. But while some projects succeed, others face mounting challenges. The Lower Thames Crossing, approved in March 2025 after 16 years of planning, represents a £10.6 billion gamble on Britain's road infrastructure. This project will create the UK's longest road tunnel at 2.6 miles, connecting the M25 and A13 north of the river to the M2 south of the Thames. The engineering scale is breathtaking. The scheme includes a new 14.5-mile motorway-style route with twin-bore tunnels running beneath the River Thames. Construction is scheduled to begin in 2026, with completion targeted for the early 2030s. The project aims to divert more than 10 million vehicles a year away from the congested Dartford crossing. But this project exemplifies how costs can spiral out of control. The crossing was originally estimated to cost between £6.4 billion and £8.3 billion, but has now risen to £10.6 billion. The planning application alone cost £297 million, an extraordinary sum for planning and development work. That's nearly £300 million spent on planning and development before any construction began. After receiving development consent in March 2025, the project secured £891 million in additional funding in November 2025. But here's the concerning part. Project financing is still being explored, with the government investigating private finance options over public funding. The scale of London's infrastructure gamble becomes clear when you see how these projects interact. The Elizabeth Line, which cost £18.8 billion and opened in 2022 after multiple delays, is already proving its worth. The line carries over 600,000 passengers daily, making it one of the busiest railways in Europe. The Elizabeth Line connects seamlessly with Paddington, offering connections to National Rail, Heathrow Express, Tube lines, and the future HS2 terminus at Old Oak Common. This creates a transport spine capable of moving millions of people across London and beyond. But the success of this network depends entirely on HS2 delivering its promises. The government has committed massive resources to these projects. Over 2026 to 2032, the government will invest £35.5 billion in the rail network, with £25.3 billion dedicated to HS2 delivery. £40.5 billion has already been spent on HS2 up to April 2025. This represents the largest infrastructure investment in British history. But with such enormous sums comes enormous risk. Mark Wilde, HS2's new CEO, highlighted in March 2025 that the organisation has failed in its mission to control costs and deliver to schedule, describing the overall situation as unsustainable. The stakes couldn't be higher. If these projects succeed, they will transform how people live, work, and travel in Britain. The Thames Tideway tunnel will protect London's river for generations. HS2 will connect Britain's cities at unprecedented speeds. The Lower Thames Crossing will unlock economic growth across the southeast. The Elizabeth Line will continue integrating London's transport network. But if they face significant problems, Britain will deal with the consequences for decades. Taxpayers will be left with enormous debts and potentially underperforming infrastructure. Questions will be raised about Britain's ability to deliver major projects on time and on budget. The next 5 years will determine which direction this story goes. Old Oak Common Station is expected to be ready in the early 2030s. The Lower Thames Crossing should open by the mid-2030s if construction proceeds as planned. HS2's main line should connect London and Birmingham, though the exact timeline remains uncertain. By 2030, we'll have a much clearer picture of whether London's $150 billion investment is paying off. We'll see whether Britain is building the infrastructure of the future or struggling with the challenges of mega-project delivery. We'll understand whether these projects are delivering the economic benefits they promised or facing the setbacks that have plagued major infrastructure worldwide. The clock is ticking. The stakes are enormous, and the outcome will shape Britain's future for generations to come. But what do you think? Will London's mega-projects succeed or become cautionary tales? Drop your predictions in the comments below. And if you want to stay updated on the world's biggest construction projects, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Because this goes well beyond construction. This is the future of nations being built before our eyes.